once you're done with the pro users and all these applications, sounds like you're thinking of a future where you're gonna be a gaming company with me and regular people using your devices in the
I,
gaming world.
I think that there's some. I do believe that it will head there, and like the ability to have modular systems where it's like I have a really nice haptic 2D mouse. Like Razer has a nice scroll wheel mouse. You have like different like maybe force inputs on the surface of the mouse. There's really nice sensor like skin sensors and stuff now. But then when I need to, I can just clip it in, and now it becomes part of this like interface. And so building more of a platform that enables this like diverse interaction is what I'm interested in. And then when the gaming side is when we started the company, we literally were going and talking to like the McGraw Hills and the Thomson Reuters and saying, hey, this could be used. You can teach kids how to dissect an amoeba, like abstract concepts like that.
Yeah.
They can learn physics by like, I remember one of my favorite demos. I did a NSF project with UBC, and my co-supervisor was the one who had the project. She was from Stanford. They basically, we did a student design. It was part of like it was the haptic co-chair challenge in like 2017. We did this design challenge, and that was kind of when we started the company, because people at the afterwards were like, hey, can we buy these devices, because we built these things, and it was the hardest I've ever worked in my life. It was like 4 months of like going from a demo at a conference that had won like one of the best demo finalists to like a product we shipped to 35 people, and they built demos on, and we had physics engines and 100
Yeah.
pages plus of documentation. There was no Claude at the time. And but my favorite demo was one where they built bridges. It was a team from Turkey, and they built like these trusses, and you could like pick a point, pick another point. You felt like the thing, and then you loaded the bridge. You know that classic game where like you make like bridges out of spaghetti straws and stuff.
Yeah,
You were
yeah.
doing this, but you were
What
loading
load
it
can
with,
they take? And
yeah, you were
yeah,
driving a car across it. And then you could push down, and you would see the deflection, and you'd feel the deflection and this stuff. So I love that stuff of just like trying to get people engaged through
yeah.
different
So that's
different.
that's when you were trying to find product market fit. You're saying, right? Like you're going
Oh yeah,
you're going into the teaching environment, and you I think you were headed towards like the gaming side. And I wonder, being in Montreal, having Ubisoft, and that probably was helpful too, to have access to those companies.
massively so. I mean, we bootstrapped the company for the first 5 years, and because nobody wanted to, give a few $1 million to a couple of grad students, kind of thing. And so,
Right. Yeah.
so we bootstrapped it, and the company's 8 years old now, and so we we basically the first couple of years we got really lucky because we were in Montreal. It was after that NSF project. I came back to Montreal. I had this existential drive. If we finished, I was in Vancouver at the time, and then I drove down and had my first like kind of Burning Man experience. I was listening to Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance on podcast about the quality and these type of things, and I was like, what the heck am I going to do after this? Maybe I apply to some PhDs or whatever. And then people started making these orders. So me and my co-founder Steve were like, oh, let's just build a website, and it said Haptics in Montreal. Showed a couple things, and then we got contacted by some of these game studios that were working on location-based virtual reality at the time. Like we had like Mark Hamill playing with some of our VR swords and things like that, and it was really cool. But it wasn't surgical robotics or anything, but it was still like paid the bills. And then we worked on that from like late 2017 to or like 2018 to like 20, and then location based virtual reality in the span of 1 month disappeared.